All right, so we got a 2017 Chevy Camaro SS. So I was contacted to replace the starter, and yeah, book calls for like 5 hours. So they want you to take the header off, as well as the catalytic converter, and then yeah, they need you to have full access. So I was looking at it, and it kind of looks like I can get it without taking the headers off, but I will. I'll definitely have to see because it's definitely not much room down there. I will go down there and show you what we're working with. We got so there's the kit. I already sprayed these bolts, but the starter is right there. You zoom in on some. That is the starter right there. Hold on. So it looks like obviously the cat's in the way, but I should be able to take this out. This is just a subframe brace, not the actual subframe, and then get these transmission cooler lines out of the way a little bit, and then from there, yeah, I should be good. Hardest part from there will probably just be getting that the starter power wire nut off. But once I unbolt it and swing it down, hopefully I have enough room. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing. These are, I believe, 15 millimeter bolts for the subframe brace. Comes along here. Got to take this little tray off here. It's like 10 mils and 7 mils, and then yeah, I'm gonna go from there. I'm gonna probably spray these back too as well. But yeah, let's get it. So once it's off, it'll look like this. This right here is the part that gets in the way the cat's coming out for the most part. So I will now show you what that looks like. It was just a whole bunch of 15 millimeter bolts, 2 nuts, and yeah, that thing will drop right out. And like I said, the front part is 10s and 7s. So pause this before I get copyrighted. So now, as you can see, the cat will drop right out. I still ain't sprayed them bolts, but yeah, the cat will drop right out. I'll unplug the O2 sensor, get that cat out of there, and then go from there. These bolts I will probably heat up just as a precaution because I have snapped those before, just being too hasty, and a lot of heat and cold, metal contracts, expands. So yeah, I mean, it's not too rusty, but I ain't taking no chances. Same with these back here. So yeah, I'm gonna get this guy out. These are 13 millimeters, it looks like. But yeah, if that's wrong, I'll correct it. But yeah, that's next. All right, so you really got to be careful with these, man, because they get very stuck. Copious amounts of penetrant oil and heat got me right. I could probably smack. Yep. But yeah, you really don't want to break that stud, man. It's not what you want. It really don't even need to be that long, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna get that other one out. Okay, so after copious amounts of heat on these guys, this guy just sort of dropped out, and then I was able to, so it sits in like this. This top end dropped down first, and then I was able to slide it forward up out of the flange and get it out of there. And you just gotta unplug your O2 sensor. So let's see. Next, so there's the starter. Definitely gonna need to get this heat shield off, and then from there I can see exactly if and how I'm gonna get that back starter connection off. Hopefully, best case scenario, I can unbolt the 2 starter. Oh, side note, these were 15s for the collector bolts or nuts. They were those 4 were 15 millimeters. But yes, best case scenario, I can take those 2 bolts out, drop it down, twist it somehow, and then get that nut off, and then that would be a decent time saver. So see if we can do it. All right, so the heat shield is out. It was 3 10mm bolts, and then a little bit of finessing, and it'll come right out. But now I can actually see the dang 13 for the power wire, and then it's a connector up there up top too. So yeah, I should be able to get this. Honestly though, let me see. Seeing if you can see it through here, but it doesn't look like it. But honestly, it ain't really no swinging room though. So yeah, I'm going to figure this out and then let y'all know what I did. Alrighty, so wanted to show y'all where I'm at. Got this wrench on the starter nut. As you can see, it's out. It's 2 15s. Starter nut is a 13, and there's 1 connector there. I had to get the connector with a straight pick. I had to push the locking tab from this side and sort of push the connector off. And then for the starter, for the wire, there's 1 clip there just to secure the wire. And then there's also 1, see if I can get it on video. It's 1 that's right there. It's not the best, but you get the point. But yeah, man, this thing's about out. So I'm gonna get this last starter nut off, and yeah, get this new guy in there. All right, so here it is. Starter is out of there. This thing smells so burnt, it's crazy. Definitely the issue here. All right, so we have the signal wire plugged back in and the power wire back tight. And now we will throw it back in. I bet. So the starter back in, little protective cover / spacer plate, whatever you want to call it, back in. Everything's hooked up. See the hot wire there. Connector is hidden back up on top. And I did unplug this oil level sensor just to clear me some more space coming out, but I mean, I can plug back in now. We have a little clip here. Yep, so now we'll put the heat shield back on and go back on with the cat. And then yeah, that'll finish this job up. Save quite a bit of time. It's by the book. Obviously, like I said, the headers have to come out, which is how I normally do it, but I figured there's got to be a better way, bro, because you got to drain coolant. I mean, you got to take out a lot of hoses up top. Like, there's 2 heater hoses. Take out the reservoir, which has a couple hoses on it, and then the spark plug wires. Yeah, but this was a much more efficient way, and that's what it's about, man. Just finding better ways to do stuff. And obviously I go back on with all the racing and whatnot, but I mean, that's simple compared to the headers, man. I'll take that any day. So yeah, slap this heat shield back on. So everything's buttoned up at the bottom, and yeah, we back in action. Yes, sir. Wasn't too bad of a job. By the book, they definitely threw in some unnecessary steps, in my opinion. But I mean, yes, sir. Got it done. Just got to throw on the strut tower brace over there.